Good evening, everyone. It's time to, I'm going to be starting in on the second game of the trilogy tonight. Last time we wrapped up Apollo Justice, and this time we're going to be starting in on Dual Destinies. And I don't know too much about this one, other than I've seen, like, I guess there's going to be a new addition to the defense attorney team. Also, I know what happened to Apollo here. So immediately, it seems like a bunch of things happened. But I guess we'll jump into it. Uh-oh.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble, and it's up to us to restore it to its former glory. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
Done. You bet. Let's do this.
She's been with us for half a year, though I can hardly believe it. Anyway, her power will be our greatest weapon.
Are you all right, miss?
Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end.
Okay then. Was not how I was expecting this to start. Wow. Best thing about bombs is how they erase and destroy without discretion. Now all I have to do is pin everything on that little girl. Okay, so before we go any further, it seems Phoenix has got his attorney's badge back, and I gotta admit, I had seen images, pictures of him with the little hair, little bang in front. I think that's a nice addition to the hairstyle. I think I think it goes well with it. Just that little flourish. Not sure who the girl is, and I'm not sure why Apollo is now like some kind of like I don't even know how to describe. I was expecting an attorney game, not for him to be like some kind of look like he's in like some kind of war epic. So okay then. Also, I think that's a pretty big step up in opening productions to have fully animated scenes and whatever. So that was certainly interesting. I don't actually know how long it had been between Apollo Justice and Dual Destinies. Apollo Justice was the last one that I played, and I'm assuming that was not a DS game, but I don't know what it was originally for, so maybe it was. At any rate, it looks like, dramatic flourishes aside, looks like we'll be starting out with a fairly straightforward case. Nope, not feeling nervous at all. It's amazing what a girl can get used to. Even a tense atmosphere like this is no biggie. You doing okay, Athena? Oh, Apollo. Yeah, doing great. Like, hum a little tune great. Oh yeah? Well, that's good to hear. Although, could have sworn I heard your voice crack for a second there. Wow, so Apollo has already gone from being the new rookie to being the mentor? Like, seriously, what happened to this guy? If I'm that transparent, huh? Cracking? No, my voice isn't cracking. Nerves of steel here, I tell you. This is Apollo Justice. He's a fellow lawyer at the office I work for. Apollo is the lead for the defense on this case. But I'm going to be there at the bench with him, doing what I can to help out. Oh, okay. I'll do whatever it takes to defend Junie. So we're actually not playing as the main defense attorney, we're kind of the assistant now. That's kind of a cool idea. Speaking of steel, how are you holding up? That explosion really did a number on you. Oh, so was he in the courtroom when that explosion happened, and that's why he looks like this? Just happy that you're okay, Athena. Although, I can't pretend I have no connection to this case. That's why I'm gonna see to it that Juniper's name is cleared. And I'm sure you feel much the same way. You got that right. I won't rest until Junie is completely cleared of all suspicion. Apollo, Athena. Thank you for doing this for me. So, Pinecone? Junie. Juniper Woods, I see. So they're also going for a more 3D thing in this one. Hey, are you okay? Sorry about that. I always seem to go into coughing fits whenever I get nervous. This kind of thing never happens at home in the forest, though. This is Juniper Woods. She's my dear childhood friend, and she's also our client for this case. The news keeps repeating that Junie is the alleged bomber. But that's ridiculous. There's no way Junie would do anything like that. I brought you a little snack, Athena. Just a little something from my garden. Hey, thanks. So, is this an orange or a tangerine? It's an orange. My grandma says that orange is the color of strength and endurance. Oh, I get it. Strength of the trial, right? Junie, you're always so good to me. jeez, look at me, standing here clutching an orange to my chest with tears in my eyes. Well, don't you worry. We'll be so powerful in there they won't know what hit them, right, Apollo? Yeah, that's right. Come what may, this is one trial. Just can't lose. Uh-oh. Apollo. Blood is seeping through his bandages. One of his wounds must have reopened. Okay, so we may end up taking over after all. All this time he was trying to put on a brave face, but he's really overdoing it. Mr. Justice. Huh? The trial is about to start, sir. Please proceed to the courtroom. What? Now? But Apollo's in no state to defend. I have to defend Juniper. What are we gonna do? The trial's about to start with or without us. There's only one other option I can think of at a time like this. But even if I called him now, he'd never get here in time. No, wait, there's something else I can do. Apollo, give me all the evidence for the case. Huh? What are you gonna do? Bailiff. Yes, miss? The defense would like to submit a substitution of attorney petition. Athena. You're not seriously... You just concentrate on getting better. I'll defend Junie. All by yourself? Athena, stop for a second, think about what you're saying. You've never once taken a case on alone before, right? No hit blumper... No. No hit problema. I can handle it, I think. I guess it's really up to you, Junie. Would you be okay with me taking over? Sure? I believe in you, Athena, and that's enough for me. You're worried for me, aren't you? To be honest, I'm pretty nervous too. I think my heart might just burst out of my chest. But you're in no shape to stand at the bench now, so you'll just have to leave it to me. Alright, I can see your mind's made up anyway. I hate it that guy can't be there, but I know you'll give your utmost to defend Juniper. I bet I will, rest assured of that. Alright, so this is how we get the new setup. Athena Sykes, okay. Still just a newbie, but I'm a lawyer. This is only the second time I've taken the lead in a defense case. It'll be the first time I stand up there alone, though. But I have to do this, and I'm definitely not about to let anything bad happen to Junie. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. Some things never change. Uh-huh. And what is the meaning of this? I was under the impression that Mr. Red Monkey would be my opponent today. Yes, well, a substitution of attorney petition was submitted just a few moments ago. Due to the explosion in the courthouse yesterday, Mr. Justice is unable to continue. I see, I see. Not at all surprised to use that as an excuse to run away. Alright, Payne. Like, even more of a jerk than he usually is. Me as an adversary, who wouldn't want to feign illness in order to... Okay, buddy. The nerve of that guy. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Well, I would if I wasn't so nervous. This arrogant jerk. You arrogant... Oh. You arrogant jerk. No, Widget. Is my hearing getting worse? Could have sworn I heard the defense say something just now. No, you didn't hear anything at all, especially not from me. How odd. I could have sworn I also heard something. Oh, that would be my indispensable partner, Widget. Oh, so she has her own sidekick already. He sometimes blurts out what I'm thinking. Well then, if that's the case, then it's a clear contradiction to what you just stated. Contradiction? You just stated that you said nothing. However, if that device of yours says what you're thinking, then you indeed said I was. What was it? Elegance at work? Basically, this arrogant jerk. At any rate, what does it matter if it's a red monkey or a yellow monkey facing me? No fresh-out-of-law school rookie can defend this witness. Mr. Payne, I believe that's enough. Let's get back to the case. Of course, Your Honor. I'm more than ready to show this little girl why they call me the Rookie Humiliator. I knew it. He really is an arrogant jerk. Arrogant jerk! Miss Sykes, if you continue to insult the prosecution, I will remove you from this court. I'm very sorry. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. Now then, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, if you please. Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, the incident occurred yesterday here at this very courthouse in courtroom number 4. At that time, the trial for a certain bombing was being held in courtroom number 4. Ah yes, I was presiding over that trial as well. Mr. Justice was there as the lawyer for the defense. A bomb that was being presented as evidence suddenly went off during the trial. It's one heck of a bomb. Terrible incident, and courtroom number 4 was completely destroyed. Fortunately, we were able to start evacuation procedures before the explosion occurred. Just a few seconds more, and it would have been turned into a horrific loss of human life. There was, in fact, one death, was there not? That is correct, Your Honor. When courtroom number 4 was examined after the blast, the body of Detective Candace Arm was discovered. Really? She was to take the stand as a witness later in the trial. I suppose she wasn't able to evacuate in time. What a terrible tragedy. I must admit, I stumbled at least 10 times myself before I was able to escape. Maybe the court should just see about getting you even shorter robes. The victim's body was found near the entrance to the courtroom. I suspect she stayed until the very end to help guide the others out safely. Your Honor, allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and details about the bomb. Trauma to the back of head caused by impact with a flat object, time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. Time bomb that destroyed the courtroom was hidden inside a stuffed animal when it was detonated. Okay, I know how this works. All evidence for the trial is filed in the court record. When I want to check something out, I just use right button. Okay. Okay, so that one doesn't have a thing I can... Oh, this isn't Winston. He's not wincing in pain, he's gasping in pain. I guess this is his brother or something. And then... see, the puns have not let up at all in this game. The investigation of a bombing incident. Okay. I'll take a peek later. Now then, please call the accused to the witness stand. Defendant, are you feeling alright? You're looking a bit pale. I'm so sorry, I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here at the courthouse. But I'm alright. Judy's really giving it her all. I'd better make sure I do the same. If we can please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant. Juniper Woods, I'm a high school student. Miss Woods, can you confirm you were in the courthouse on the day in question? Yes, I came to know Apollo Justice through my friend Thena. And so, I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support. Something's wrong. Junie's really scared. Did you know I'm also known as the Defendant Humiliator? Looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I earned that moniker. Does his arrogance know no bounds? I have to protect Junie no matter what. Hey, you were Prosecutor Payne. What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate why I'm known as the Rookie Humiliator instead? Deep breaths, Athena. Don't let him get to you. Prosecutor Payne, Junie is telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And Junie, he said that he was glad to get the lotus root you gave him, too. He was? My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. Well, he says they can even help you see into the future. I think he's going to need a different sort of help with one of his eyes, at least. They can, and that's the perfect present for a lawyer. And if that's true, I guess he must not have eaten them. A sweet, neat girl like this, blowing a courtroom to bits? I must say, it's very hard to believe.
Objection!
Now, Your Honor, don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendant had a motive for committing this crime. That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant. However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is that her objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods want to do that? That's a very good question, coming from a novice such as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on false charges? What? Why, yes. Yes, I have. And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system?
Objection!
Now wait just 1 minute. If that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of our clients would turn into bombers. That's a valid point. We wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land. I can see the accused isn't the only one who might bear resentment against the courts, but Ms. Woods is the only person who could have committed this crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. Decisive, huh? I'll believe it when I see it. Involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor. And what exactly was so unique about it? Why don't we have Ms. Sykes answer that question? Huh? Me? I noticed that you appear to be very nervous, and, well, gentleman that I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question. Could he be any more condescending? Really, what a thoroughly unpleasant man. Alas for a loser. Harumph. What did it just say? Nothing. Not a single thing. Now let's see. What was I supposed to do at a time like this? Oh, I know. Court record. Information I need is somewhere in the court record. Alright, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. What's unique about the bomb that blew up the courtroom? So because it was... Okay, so there's nothing to examine about it yet, but it was hidden inside a stuffed animal and was detonated. Mr. Payne, what kind of simpleton do you take me for? It was stuffed inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered up by a cute exterior. Very good. Have a cookie. The bomb that went off in the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? I am fine, just like I said from the start. I can do this. As I recall, the bomb was inside a stuffed animal the whole time. I never even got to take a look at it. What connection does this impish elephant have with the defendant? The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence, which I have here. And what, pray tell, is this? It appears to be a little singed. It's a tail, Your Honor, the tail of the poor victim of the explosion. This is incredible. Are you saying it's Detective... Judge, please. Your Honor is so very close, but no, it belongs to this stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty, a rather unpleasant name if you ask me. He's the mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not? Exactly. His motto is, phony evidence is just trumped up. That's so wrong on so many levels. Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth, and we found something very interesting on its surface. The defendant's fingerprints. What? Phony Fanty provided the prosecution with all the evidence we needed. Clearly proves the accused handled the bomb. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Judy's fingerprints be on it? That does appear to be pretty irrefutable evidence. The court accepts it in evidence. Miss Woods, do you have an explanation for this? I don't understand. How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence? Well, I can't do it. I can't think of a single thing. But I better come up with something, for Junie's sake. If you can't produce an answer, we could always go straight to the ruling, if you prefer. No, I have to say something fast. Oh no, I can't get my voice to work. Why now, of all times? I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court. Uh-oh.
As you can see, there is no room for debate.
Objection! Why, it's you.
Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out in his place. Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, I was having a real rough time on my own. Oh, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. And you hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now let's turn things around. You got it, boss. Oh, look who showed up out of the blue. It isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright. You always manage to surprise me. Your Honor, Mr. Payne has called for an early ruling. But I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Ms. Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made. You are absolutely right. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objections, Mr. Payne. None at all, Your Honor. Ms. Woods really looks like she's having a hard time. Junie's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense she's afraid of the courtroom itself. Because of yesterday? Yeah, it was understandably very traumatic for her. Poor thing, and here she is back at the courthouse again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If at all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby. Given the defendant's condition... Very well, I grant special permission. You'll get some rest, Junie. Leave the rest to us. Okay, thank you. Sorry about this. Phoenix Wright. Been looking forward to meeting you. It's been a while, Mr. Payne. You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean, how do you do? For I am Gaspin Payne, and the younger brother of your long-standing rival, Winston Payne. Oh, I see. This is the younger brother. Okay. Long-standing rival. We're never rivals. You'll see, Mr. Wright. I will cleanse Winston of the disgrace he met with at your hands. Looks like this royal pain is going to be as thoroughly unpleasant as the other. Your Honor, the prosecution would now like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courtroom. Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Witness? Name, Ted Tonate. Occupation, bomb disposal specialist. My, what a strange robotic voice you have. Speech synthesis via typing. It is the same as me talking. He sounds exactly like a robot. Can't you speak in a normal manner? I can. You can. But I do not like to speak. Speaking is inefficient. Energy expenditure, speaking, greater than typing. Understand? What an odd witness. Mr. Tonate was in charge of the bomb for that trial and was there when it went off. Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the victim? Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim. Shocked? I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. So he was the first to discover this body, was he? He's here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion. Very well, the court will hear Mr. Tonate's testimony, but at the very least, show this court some respect and remove that face guard, witness. Okay. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH-3000, operated by timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was... Okay, buddy. Bomb's timer was counting down. How did you see the bomb's timer was counting down? So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on. Precisely, activating the timer is very simple. 1, connect wires, 2, switch on timer. A monkey can do it. I'm sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright. Alright, buddy. I guess this makes you the blue monkey in this barrel of fun, boss. I'd now like to begin my cross-examination, huh? Mr. Tonate, what is that? HH-3000, aka a bomb. A bomb? Great googly moogly. Mr. Tonate, I demand that you disarm it this instant. Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds. 0.2 seconds short of my personal best. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. This is an exact replica of the HH-3000. It's used to practice disarming bombs. Disarmed equals success, explosion equals failure. An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So that's what it looked like. I submitted a photograph of the real bomb taken just before the trial. Dimensions 10 inches. So a 10-inch cube, weight 12 pounds, a perfect replication. Your bomb does appear to be a very good copy indeed. 12:16 a.m. Oh, 12:16, 8:56 a.m. Got it. Yes, however, I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. It has a very puzzling wiring setup. It is regrettable I could not replicate it. Witness, that's enough. There's no need to replicate anything here. 3 wires. Now if the defense would begin their cross-examination. Hold on. Looks like... okay, it's just 5/16 inch alloy plating. Looks like a cracked display. Also, the wires aren't there like the way it is, or maybe that's on the backside. Where's Miss Sykes gone to? Athena, you can come out now. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work. I guess you were pretty scared, huh? What? I don't know what you're talking about. He's about to bolt. Hey, put a sock in it, widget. As transparent as ever. Now let's see. Where were we? We were at the cross-examination. Cross-examination, of course. Seems disoriented. I wonder if she's alright. Should ask Athena if she remembers how to cross-examine, to help her focus. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what to do, but we'll see how it goes, just to get the experience in. Athena, you remember how to conduct a cross-examination, right? What? Of course I do. What kind of lawyer would I be if I didn't? Now, don't get upset, but what do you say to humoring me with a little review? You got it. Basically, we examine a witness's testimony and compare it against the court records, searching carefully for any inconsistencies. Green text represents a witness's testimony. Use it as... right. Next statement. Previous statement. Okay. Paying close attention to testimony. Should keep an ear out for anything strange. And be prepared to present our case via the court record. Court record contains information on all the evidence we have at our disposal. Okay. Use it to look for facts that conflict with what the witness has said, and present any counter evidence we find to refute their statement. What if nothing conflicts with the witness's testimony? Oh, that's when we press the witness for more information, find any inconsistencies or lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That's what cross-examination is all about. Looks like you remember it just as I taught it. And it was a nice refresher course for me. You can't find any contradictions. And you flub up too often, don't be afraid to ask me for help. Find the option to consult with me appears. Okay, let you know where I think the suspicious statement is. Okay, so if you need like a hint system. Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get in a bind. Alright, it's cross-examination time.
Hold it!
You say that you disarmed the bomb, but are you really sure it was disarmed? Absolutely. I could disarm anything. A flash. That looks more like dismantled than disarmed to me. Oh, pardon me. Let's see. Is there any chance you could have forgotten to disarm the bomb? Possible. I do not make rudimentary mistakes like that. They say to err is human. Although the jury is still out on this guy. You must know, Mr. Wright, according to the court's own records, the fact that the bomb had indeed been disarmed was officially confirmed. I guess I can rule out the possibility that he forgot to disarm it. You talk about the bomb in a little more detail for the court, Mr. Tanain. Certainly. Bomb name. Timer or with a remote.
Hold it!
What was the approximate size and weight of the bomb? Mentions 10 by 10 by 10, weight 12 pounds. Information is also written on the photograph. Ah yes, here it is in the back. According to this, the case is made out of alloy plating 5/16 of an inch thick. It certainly sounds like one thick and very heavy bit of metal. But if I dropped that thing on your foot, you'd be hopping. If you dropped that thing anywhere, I'd be hopping for the nearest exit. Very well. I believe the court has heard enough about the bomb itself. Mr. Tate, you were keeping an eye on the bomb, or were you watching from? I mean, I was hoping to hear a little bit more about the whole timer or remote aspect of it, but okay.
Hold it!
Why were you in the gallery? Duties may have been over for the moment, but I wanted to keep watch. Even though the bomb was disarmed, you can never be too careful. Explosive devices are very dangerous things. How admirably responsible of you, a model to be emulated. Practice disarming bombs every day. And practice assembling them too. The disarming part I get, but assembling them? I'll have you know that I practice presenting evidence every day myself. I see, but do you ever practice having evidence presented to you? Presented to me? What? No, Then you cannot very well call yourself a professional yet, can you? That does it. I'm gonna start practicing having evidence presented to me every day. You better drink some coffee, boss. We're gonna be pulling an all-nighter. I don't think that will be necessary. Or worth either of our time. So, Mr. Tenate, what did you witness from the gallery? Saw the bomb's timer was counting down.
Hold it!
You saw it counting down clearly with your own eyes. I totally think a timer as small as the one on this bomb could be seen from the gallery. Goggles here help me see very small things clearly from very far away. You can even see what you had for breakfast by looking at your tie. Why do I suddenly feel like a bug under a magnifying glass? I guess it's possible he saw the timer if he's wearing those goggles. I'm not so sure. There's something that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't think I follow. The bomb was completely... Yeah, it was inside the stuffed animal, so well concealed in fact that it didn't even look like a bomb at all. So you're trying to find testimony that... Yeah, so that would be it. Listening carefully to Mr. Tenate's testimony is just the first step. After that, it's a matter of taking a look at any evidence that seems relevant. Remember that you'll open the court record when you go to present. Yep, if you find evidence, conflicts with testimony... Let's see. This testimony is about when the bomb went off. So I think the state it was in at the time would be pretty important. Yep. Bomb that didn't look like a bomb because it was inside a stuffed animal, huh? Yeah, so... First one's pretty easy.
Objection!
So you say you saw the bomb's countdown. Is that right? Of course. I clearly saw it counting down to 0. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There's no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Mr. Tenate, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? But that... okay. It does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this? Well, Ooh, that was great, Mr. Wright. Found a contradiction right off the bat. Always remember, Athena, when you find an inconsistency in a witness's testimony, there's always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret. Whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out. And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss? Now the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Tenate? Well, let me see. No. There must be some mistake. Oh yes, of course. I remember now. The sound. I knew it because of the sound. What sound? When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down. A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that, even with the bomb inside the stuffed animal. I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery? Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it. I I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now? Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It's a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer? It's not like disassembling a toaster, you know. Now he's just showing off. You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but the only tiny thing here is your skill as a lawyer. Being mistrustful is not an attractive quality, you know. And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, aren't you? Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tenate did not hear the sound. Well, no, but it still seems totally suspect. But it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods. That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tenate happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb. What's this now? Happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense. Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Ms. Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch. The remote switch? Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. Duh. It's been missing ever since the incident. I'm partially to blame. I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen while I was talking with the lawyer. The defendant then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the timer.
Objection!
How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby?
Objection!
The bomb was safely secured in the transport case. The only time it was outside of the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the one and only opportunity anyone had to meddle with it. Someone other than Mr. Tenate could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Possible. The transport case is assigned exclusively to me. You see this number here? That is my identification number. And I have the only key that can open the case. Nevertheless, Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Ms. Woods who stole the remote switch. And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. But what I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb. That tail. 5 minutes, 24 seconds, 2.3 deciseconds. The defense's advantage lasted a mere 5 minutes. Talk about a rotten hand. As long as they have her fingerprints as their trump card, I'm at a big disadvantage. It appears we will have to hear from the defendant herself once more. I wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor. I would like to recall Ms. Woods to the stand. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Wright. I'm worried about her condition, but we do need her testimony. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to make Athena mad. I can read your feelings, you know, boss. Guess there's no hiding from her, huh? Don't worry, I know we need her testimony. But if anybody picks on her again, we'll pay. Guess she's already at anger level 1. Don't worry, I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, there's just one more thing. Mr. Wright, is it? Me? Yes? Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. This guy is hiding something. I just know it. Now, if you will excuse me... Get the lobby and bring back the defendant. Hi, Athena. She looks even worse off than before. Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Thena. And I'll do my best, too. You blew up the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct? No, of course not. What's that you say? I can barely hear you. I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary.
Objection!
What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth. This is getting ugly. You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. That's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was. Isn't that right? Mr. Wright, can I go give that prosecutor a smack? What? Of course not. Do we have to review Courtroom Manners 101 again? Can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this off so easily. I haven't forgotten about how he treated you. Don't worry about me, just help Junie. His heart's crying out. She's so scared, so very scared. Looks like Athena's picking something up with her heightened sense of hearing. And it sounds like, this time, it's the voice of Ms. Wood's heart. Okay, so she has some kind of similar thing to Apollo, I guess? Don't deny it. You stole the remote switch used in the courtroom, didn't you?
Objection!
Your Honor, please put a stop to this. Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant. Yes, Miss Woods does seem quite frightened. Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman. But don't you know, Your Honor, there is no more a gentle man in this world than I. If a gentleman, or even a gentleman, would behave like he does. Let that rude ruffian win. Thena, how dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know I attend a manners class every Saturday. More than just a mere gentleman, I'm genteel man. When you're terrorizing a young lady or not, I'd demand my money back from that manners class if I were you. I should probably be the adult here and stop the two of them, but... Mr. Payne, that will be enough. Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move on to the defendant's testimony. Ms. Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off. Oh, that day, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Junie's clearly in pain, being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out. This isn't going to work, so what now? Hey, wait a minute. Even if she can't vocalize what she wants to say, we can listen to what's inside her heart. Yes, now's the perfect time to use Athena's power. You can hear it, can't you, Athena? Cries of her heart? Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared, I think she could collapse at any second. Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Okay, so it's sort of analogous to the whole thing with Apollo, where, like, basically instead of just being straight up magic, it's just, like, really finely tuned senses that pick up on subtle changes subconsciously or something along those lines. Except hers is audible instead of audial instead of visual. Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology. Analytical psychology? Okay. Listen to the testimony of Ms. Wood's heart. Okay, boss, I'll give it a go. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. Off gets? Let's do this. So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Mrs. Woods is feeling. Okay, so it's not even just like purely like crazy, powerful, you know, intuition. She's also got technology as a section, or as a part of it. Okay. In a nutshell, yes. The emotions and images that I picked up on just now while listening to her testimony. I can enter all of that into widget and use the mood matrix to analyze them. The mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions. If she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. If she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker. Okay. So this is I guess this is gonna be the gimmick for this game. If she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know. Okay. Special ability in which its Mood Matrix program. We can track how Ms. Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology. Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord or noise in Junie's heart. See here, this is what the noise looks like in the Mood Matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop. Okay, it's time to listen to Mrs. Wood's true testimony. So it's like even if they don't have like a visual twitch like what Apollo was using, you can just go straight up into like that day. Just watching from the gallery. Bomb went off. Rubble started falling. Fell on top of me. Okay. Something's clearly wrong with this because that upper one is not the correct emotion, I believe. I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now. This power within us is incredible, and I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony. Already? Look at this. When she says it fell on top of me, the happy markers are acting. Maybe she likes it when rubble falls on her. Well, look at that. That is odd. Must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need to do some digging. To find unexpected emotion, you'll first need to pinpoint it. Okay. And select the unexpected emotion reaction from the 4 mood markers. Okay. Straightforward enough. How do I... how do I select them? Oh, okay, as long as it's the right one, I guess it works. A reason for this unexpected emotion. Ms. Woods, as the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy? What? That sounds like an insane thing to say, just out of the blue. Feeling of happiness is spreading through Junie's heart. Keep going on this point, and I bet Junie will start to calm down. Great, let's hear what she has to say. Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled, I tripped, and then the rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then... Apollo came and rescued me. Ah, okay. Apollo? Used his own body to shield me from the rubble. So that's when he sustained those injuries. How do you feel, Junie? Talking about Apollo give you some courage? Yes, Apollo is just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis. Okay, I get the woods theme. See, your coughing stopped all of a sudden. You're right. Thank you, Dina. Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony. Pretty neat, huh? There's still some noise left, meaning there must be still some discord in her heart. I guess we'll have to keep going then. We input this new information and update the mood matrix and we'll be good to go. Remember what to do, right? If I find unexpected emotion, I should first pinpoint it. That's right, and then you select it from the mood markers with A. we can find the reason for the discord in her heart, we should be able to draw even more new testimony out. I guess the judge is just like, sure, whatever. Tried to run, but I was too slow. Before I could get away, the bomb went off. So startled, I tripped, then rubble started falling on me. Thought I was done for. And Apollo came and rescued me. Sent some discord into his heart when I listened to her voice. Must be an unexpected motion here somewhere. When you find unexpected motion, you first need to pinpoint it, and then select the unexpected motion from the 4 mood markers. Okay, there is a way to select them then. I don't know why I wasn't able to do this before. Or maybe I just didn't see it before. You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you? I was really happy. But was there also something you felt sad about at the same time? The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness too. Oh, I think it's probably because of Bum Rap Riney? Well, what do you know? Something new. That's right. I brought my stuffed animal, Bum Rap Riney, to watch the trial with me. And Phony Fanty are brothers. Who knew that the legal world could inspire a whole line of merchandise? Bum Rap Riney with me while I was watching the trial. It wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. Poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb. Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in this poster. No more bum raps. The campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges. Phony Fanty and Bum Rap Riney, huh? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros? Mr. Wright, I don't sense any discord in her heart anymore. Okay, so it's basically a fancy way of pressing to get more information. Although, I'm guessing eventually it'll probably be used for contradictions as well. That's right, let's just make an update with new info, have the whole picture. Do you think her new testimony will help? Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. He was in the courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of that other piece, yeah, the tail, because they both have the same kind of tail. The right statement. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be the first one then, I think. I thought there would be like a new one at the end, but I think it's just this one then.
Objection!
Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you, but you can relax now. You are without a doubt innocent. Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The 2 stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of Phony Fanty, it was on the rhinoceros.
Objection!
What? What nonsense is that? I can see they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. Yeah, but they have the same... looks like they have the same tail. They're so different. Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law. Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray for example. I don't think that's the important one. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the 2 got mixed up. Okay, so we're still doing presenting on specific pieces of evidence. Well, would you look at that? The 2 tails are exactly the same. Yes, exactly. 2 stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals, but the design of their tails is exactly the same. Yep, the hair is starting to get affected. Word in the court. As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bumrap Riney, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne? Oh, yes, of course, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around. It's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long. I mean, it could be either one of them. Probably want something, bringing toward proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned. That's so exciting, boss. We did it. True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment. True to form? Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me. Thank you for everything you're doing. You did great, Miss Woods. Really stuck it out. And you got really brave at the end, just when we need you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Thea. Really? Thanks. So, be honest, was I any help at all? Of course. Without you, we'd have never gotten out of that tight spot. It's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm going to give it my all. Be so good that one day you'll call me your partner. That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology, the ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Thena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now. Hey, where's Apollo anyway? Good question. I almost forgot about it. I assumed he'd still be here in the lobby. Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4. Courtroom number 4? What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion? When I came out to the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Bumrap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then, Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so we went to take a look together. Huh, I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be. So you went looking for Riney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5? Yes, I'd had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though. With all those injuries, I wonder how he's managing. I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. This maybe he found some new piece of evidence. Anyway, better go and get him. Good idea. Number 17.
I know you're... No.
Oh boy. As much as I'd like to keep going, I think we might have to make this a short one tonight. Because I do have work tomorrow, and I got started a little bit later than I would have liked. But, got a good handle on the new mechanics, how things are set up. Interesting start to the case. I don't know how I feel about the 3D aspect of things. I think I don't know if it works quite as well as, you know, the the classic 2D sprites for the animated expressions, but I mean, it looks like they're trying to make it work as well as they can, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Overall, though, kind of a neat start. We'll see how it goes for this week for scheduling. Like I said, depending on how things go, might be able to do it. Maybe get another quick stream tomorrow. Maybe I can get the second half of this case, but I guess we'll see what happens. But so that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.